360, CNN weeknights 10 Eastern.
Should teaching sex ed be a crime? Now, this is not a hypothetical question. In Wisconsin, a district attorney has warned teachers that if they use a new state government mandated sex ed course, they could be committing a crime and serve up to 6 years in prison. Now, this is the letter the district attorney sent out to 5 school districts, and he's going to be on the program in a minute to defend the letter. But I just want to show you what the sex ed course is that he's opposed to is actually designed to teach. It was approved by the state government. No Republicans supported, I should point out, but Democrats passed it. The DA is Republican, by the way. The course is designed to be age-appropriate and is described as an instructional program in human growth and development for students from kindergarten to 12th grade. So what exactly does it teach? I want to show you just some of the specifics. Take a look at this. This is wording from the actual law passed in Wisconsin. It teaches the benefits and reasons for abstaining from sexual activity. That's one of the things. It also teaches the health benefits, side effects, and proper use of contraceptives. It'll also teach how alcohol and drug use affect responsible decision-making. And it'll also help students identify counseling, medical, and legal resources for survivors of sexual abuse and assault. Now, the schools can decide not to teach the course at all. They're not forced to teach it. And parents can take their kids out of the class. Still, the prosecutor says this course teaches kids how to have sex and will lead to sexual abuse of children. And to teachers who teach it, they could wind up in jail. Let's talk to the district attorney. His name is Scott Southworth. And coincidentally, he was actually a CNN hero in 2007 after he adopted a child from Iraq. So, Scott, you wrote this letter and sent it out to districts in your area. And a lot of your critics say that essentially this was a threat to get them not to obey the law, not to decide to teach these sex education classes. Why'd you send the letter?
Well, first of all, it certainly wasn't a threat. I love the teachers in my district. My child goes to school in Juneau County. And what I really wanted to do was protect them and protect students. Unfortunately, this new mandate that the state has imposed takes us from sex education instruction, which I support, involving human reproduction, human physiology, and crosses the line, goes way too far into instructing children effectively how to engage in recreational sex.
But kids are obviously having sex. I mean, from all generations, kids have always had sex in high school. You don't prosecute kids for having sex.
Actually, we do, because it's against the law. And I get referrals frequently on children who are having sexual intercourse and sexual contact. It's against the law in Wisconsin. And what I want to make sure is that we don't, A, have more victims because they believe that the teacher is implicitly or explicitly encouraging them to go out and have sex. And B, we don't put our teachers in a position where someone files a complaint against that teacher for encouraging those children to have sex. I want to protect the kids and the teachers until we can repeal or amend this particular law.
But you say in the letter that even if the teachers have a thought that somebody is having sex and teach this class, that basically that they can be punished because of that. I mean, should teachers then, if they know that two of their students are having, if two 16-year-olds are having sex with each other, should they report those students to the authorities?
They're required to report sexual assault of children. In the state of Wisconsin, because it's illegal, children also cannot give consent. There is no such thing as consensual sex with a child or by children.
So your critics, though, they say, look, that this letter does go way beyond legal opinion, that it offers personal opinion, political opinion. In the letter, you write, quote, "These new mandates will make my job much more difficult by converting objective human growth and development programming into a radical program that sexualizes our children as early as kindergarten." I mean, that sounds like a political statement much more than a legal one, that this is a radical program to sexualize kids.
Well, I believe it is a radical program to sexualize kids, and if it's viewed as political, I mean, let's make it clear. I'm an elected political leader, but I did everything I could to be, honorable and act with great integrity, and I worked very hard to ensure that I was giving a legal opinion on this particular act and not my personal opinion.
So, I mean, is it really your responsibility to then send out this letter to schools? Isn't it kind of injecting yourself into this? And again, it raises the question of, you are an elected official, you are a Republican. Is this just about politics to appeal to your base?
Well, no, I'm not up for re-election. I'm not running for anything at this point in time. And I've never sent a letter to my school districts in the 5+ years that I've been district attorney about sex education. And in my letter, it doesn't say how they should teach or not teach. That's an issue that the school boards are going to have to deal with. The legislature has put a mandate on the schools on what they have to teach if they choose to teach human growth and development. My job ethically was to say this is a change in the law, and here's the dichotomy in the law that teachers and our school boards now face. And I wanted them to know what the law states, where I think some of the problems